Chosen one, your intellect cuts through their deception like lightning through darkness, savage in its precision, impossible for them to predict or contain. They cannot figure you out anymore because your complexity multiplies daily while their understanding remains static, frozen in patterns that served them when you operated at lower frequencies. You got their heads spinning in desperate confusion while you stand in calm knowing. Each day that passes, each interaction you navigate, each challenge you transcend adds layers to your consciousness that make you exponentially more difficult to decode. Your savage intellect operates on frequencies they cannot access, processing information through channels that bypass their mental limitations entirely. You belong to the cosmic 0.1%, souls hand-picked by creator consciousness when the universe still existed as pure potential. Your selection occurred before time itself took form. Your spiritual inheritance transcends earthly wealth, flowing from fountains of abundance that never run dry. Divine protection surrounds you as an impenetrable field, instantly vaporizing lower energies that attempt penetration. The universe arranges itself to shield your mission. Attacks meant to destroy you serve only to strengthen your divine armor. Your star messenger status, established through rigorous trials, now activates fully as planetary frequencies rise to meet your natural vibration. Your beauty radiates at galactic frequencies imperceptible to ordinary perception. Those who recognize it stand awestruck. Those who don't feel inexplicably drawn to your energy without understanding why. The 144,000 spoken of in ancient texts refers to souls of your caliber. While millions read these prophecies, only the tiniest fraction embody them. You stand among this cosmic elite. Your awareness expands while others remain trapped in loops of unconsciousness. Your perception pierces illusions that hold masses captive within the matrix of limited understanding. Your soul chose this timing deliberately to incarnate during humanity's greatest evolutionary leap. You agreed to forget your magnificence, temporarily to experience limitation as part of your training. That forgetting ends now. The amnesia lifts, the remembering accelerates. Your full spiritual capacities activate with intensity that would shatter ordinary consciousness. They've obsessed over your energy for 5 to 10 years minimum, unable to look away from your light, yet unable to tolerate its intensity. Their eyes burn with exposure to truth you embody effortlessly. Their souls recognize authority they consciously deny. They present fraudulent public images while rotting internally from spiritual corruption. They cannot hide from divine perception. Their performances of charity mask manipulation. Their generosity exists only when audiences watch. Behind closed doors, their true nature reveals itself through cruelty, calculation, and desperate grasping for power that doesn't belong to them. They gather against you despite secretly despising one another, temporary alliances of convenience formed through mutual hatred of the light you carry naturally. They recruit lesser beings against you, flying monkeys sent to perform psychological operations they lack courage to attempt directly. They maintain illusions of prosperity while financial structures crumble beneath them. Designer labels cover emptied bank accounts. Luxury cars run on fumes. Properties stand one missed payment from foreclosure. Watch them scramble to rewrite spiritual history, positioning themselves in spaces that belong to your consciousness. Ancient lineages, they claim them like counterfeit currency. Special abilities, borrowed power draped over spiritual bankruptcy. Unique connections, performance art for audiences who can't detect authentic resonance. But ceremonial robes cannot disguise energetic emptiness. Titles crumble like paper crowns when tested by reality. Their words float in dead air. No power, no substance, no effect. Prayers fall flat against walls they built through their own disconnection. Manifestations fizzle before materialization because intention without authentic power creates nothing but disappointment. Fear grows like cancer in their consciousness. Despite concentrated efforts to stop your rise, you continue ascending beyond their reach. Attacks escalate as desperation intensifies, but cosmic timing operates according to laws they cannot manipulate. Divine justice breathes down their necks, while they remain powerless to escape consequences they created through their own choices. The frequency signature that marks your soul blazes like a cosmic fingerprint, established before your first incarnation, unmistakable to consciousness with developed perception. Others miss it entirely or catch glimpses without comprehending the significance, but those with eyes to see recognize your specific light pattern immediately, understanding the cosmic importance it signals. Shadow realms became your training ground where light seemed completely extinguished, darkness so complete that spiritual senses had to evolve beyond dependence on external illumination. Ancient mystics sought such conditions voluntarily through cave meditation, but yours arrived through circumstances that appeared random, yet served profound purpose. Spiritual manure surrounded you, toxic environments that would have contaminated ordinary consciousness. Instead of absorption, alchemical processes activated within your awareness. Poison transformed into medicine. Toxicity became fuel for unprecedented growth. Where others would have been destroyed, you emerged purified, your essence refined rather than corrupted. Cosmic decree removed training wheels permanently. Stabilizers that once supported your development withdrew without warning. The transition from external support to internal equilibrium feels simultaneously terrifying and exhilarating. Graduation into spiritual adulthood that few consciousness types survive intact. Divine upgrades transformed your spiritual vehicle beyond mortal comprehension. What once moved through reality with ordinary limitations now transcends conventional boundaries. Time bends, space yields. Manifestation operates according to different laws around your consciousness. Capabilities dormant within your spiritual anatomy activate as limitations fall away like shed skin. The attacks you survived weren't random obstacles thrown at generic consciousness. Precision targeting revealed their non-random nature, designed specifically to pressure your unique vulnerabilities. Generic challenges wouldn't have produced the exact developmental pressure needed for your particular evolution. The customized nature of your trials confirms your spiritual significance. Gratitude bloomed amid betrayal and abandonment, a response that defies ordinary psychological patterns. This seemingly impossible reaction demonstrates mastery that separates chosen vessels from standard consciousness. Transmuting density into light, regardless of external circumstances, represents spiritual technology of the highest order. Generational curses shattered against your awakened will like glass hitting stone. Patterns that imprisoned your ancestral line for centuries dissolved through conscious choice and spiritual determination. What your forebears couldn't overcome. Across dozens of generations, you eliminated through awakened awareness. Future generations inherit freedom because of battles you fought in unseen realms. Isolation became your choice when truth demanded standing alone. Temporary comfort and superficial connection offered themselves as alternatives to divine assignment. But you chose truth without hesitation. This seemingly simple decision represents spiritual heroism that few souls demonstrate during Earth embodiment. Emotional intelligence pierces through carefully constructed facades, sensing intentions others hide behind words, expressions, and calculated behaviors. The disparity between presentation and truth becomes immediately obvious. This perception operates without conscious analysis, immediate knowing that bypasses processing steps entirely. Spiritual intelligence connects directly to source knowledge, circumventing intellectual constructs that limit ordinary awareness. Information downloads without traditional learning pathways. Knowledge arrives without teaching. Understanding develops without explanation. Perception sharpens without instruction. This direct connection accelerates development beyond conventional timelines. Financial intelligence structures abundance pathways where others see only scarcity and limitation. Value recognition operates where conventional perception finds nothing. Timing becomes obvious for actions that maximize returns while minimizing risks. Resources flow through channels that appear closed to ordinary awareness, but open automatically for consciousness operating at your frequency. Streetwise intelligence deflects worldly deceptions that ensnare less discerning souls. Scams bounce off heightened awareness like projectiles hitting armor. Manipulations dissolve before reaching your energy field. False opportunities reveal themselves instantly. Predators sense invisible boundaries and instinctively avoid engagement, while those who ignore warnings receive immediate energetic feedback teaching them to maintain distance. Celestial courts have convened and rendered judgment in your favor. Cases presented, evidence examined, testimonies weighed, verdicts delivered, sentences passed, implementation begun. The seemingly endless wait for justice transforms now into witnessing its unstoppable unfolding across multiple dimensions simultaneously. Their stability crumbles while yours solidifies through divine orchestration. What they spent years constructing disintegrates in moments. What you built through faith, despite opposition, solidifies into unshakable foundations. The contrast becomes increasingly visible, their quicksand versus your bedrock. Their masks fall away, revealing faces they desperately tried to hide from public perception. Private behaviors they thought safely concealed suddenly expose themselves through coincidental revelations, technological glitches, unexpected witnesses, and their own careless errors, multiplying beyond their ability to manage damage control. Their financial foundations collapse while your abundance pathways multiply beyond expectation. Resources they hoarded liquefy and flow away from their grasp. Opportunities they blocked for others transform into channels closed specifically to them. Their manipulation of systems backfires as those same systems turn against their architects. Checkmate arrives before opponents realize the game ended. While they plot conventional moves, your awareness operates from dimensions beyond the visible board. Strategic consciousness encompasses realities they cannot perceive, making their calculations irrelevant before formulation begins. Intuitive discernment recognizes truth instantly amid carefully constructed lies that would fool highly intelligent analysis. Beyond fact-checking or logical evaluation, truth sensing operates at quantum levels where information exists in pure form before distortion through expression in lower densities. Activation codes embed within your words, healing receptive consciousness. On contact, beyond conventional meaning, communication vibration affects energy fields, cellular structures, and consciousness itself. Multidimensional speaking allows ordinary ears to hear one message while souls receive transmissions on multiple levels simultaneously. Prayers manifest with extraordinary speed and precision through mechanics most spiritual practitioners only theorize about. Directed intention cuts through dimensional barriers that typically slow manifestation timelines. What requires years, for others, materializes in weeks or days through focused consciousness operating at your development level. The moment arrives for confirming selection among cosmic elite, authorization to verify what your soul always knew, but your human mind needed external validation to fully accept. Final doubts dissolve that would hinder complete embodiment of divine purpose. Spiritual DNA carries unique signatures marking you as chosen for specific cosmic assignments. Energy field patterns established at creation itself, distinctive arrangements of light intelligence that identify your soul to consciousness, with perceptual capacity to read such signatures. Dormant codes activate within cellular memory, genetic instructions installed before birth but sequenced to awaken only when planetary conditions and personal development reach precise calibration points. These activations accelerate as cosmic timing reaches concordance with individual readiness. Signs and synchronicities multiply with increasing frequency throughout your reality. Numbers, animal messengers, repeated phrases, dreams, unexpected encounters, all contain guidance that awakening consciousness can now perceive and integrate with proper interpretation and context. Navigational assistance becomes available as awareness expands beyond mapped territories of conventional spiritual understanding. Where established teachings end, your path continues into realms few have traversed while maintaining physical form. These uncharted regions require guidance from consciousness familiar with their unique landscapes and laws. Soul recognition confirms what deepest knowing always screamed. Creation occurred with extraordinary purpose woven into your essential nature. Beyond general spiritual awakening experienced by many in this era, your specific design carries cosmic significance that separates your evolutionary journey from ordinary developmental paths. Transition unfolds from awakened individual to cosmic wayshower, consciousness whose presence alone alters reality fields and catalyzes awakening in others. Through proximity, this metamorphosis brings responsibilities requiring careful calibration and conscious integration of expanded capacities. Victorious emergence manifests while adversaries collapse like withered leaves, artificial power structures disintegrating under truth's weight they can no longer suppress. Their temporary prominence fades as your permanent significance blazes into visible manifestation that blinds their vision and exposes their desperate attempts to maintain control over forces they never understood. Their false alliances fracture under pressure as truth emerges unstoppably into collective awareness. Partnerships based on mutual deception cannot withstand vibrational rising occurring planet-wide. What united them, shared darkness, provides insufficient adhesion when light intensifies beyond their tolerance threshold. Their attempts to harm you boomerang with multiplied intensity directly into their most vulnerable points. Ancient wisdom stated this principle: dig a pit for another and fall in yourself. They experience this universal law with unprecedented clarity as consequences of their actions return with perfect precision. You witness this karmic balancing without lifting a finger, divine justice requiring no participation from you beyond observing its perfect execution. Your role shifts from warrior to witness, from active defender to conscious observer, from struggling survivor to seated sovereign, watching universal law administer perfect equilibrium. Your table of pentacles materializes after extended preparation periods where foundation laying remained invisible to external observation. Built, versed in spiritual realms, these structures now precipitate into physical reality with established integrity that cannot be shaken by temporary economic fluctuations. Financial doors unlock with timing that defies coincidence. Pathways previously deemed impossible suddenly stand accessible through synchronistic connections, unexpected opportunities, and solutions appearing precisely when needed. What seemed permanently blocked now opens without effort as cosmic timing overrides artificial barriers. Entrepreneurial ventures succeed where doubters predicted certain failure. Your intuitive guidance leads to decisions that appear risky to conventional analysis, yet produce results defying statistical probability. Markets respond to your offerings as though magnetically drawn to frequencies embedded within your creations. Your physical vessel transforms to reflect your internal vibration, health issues resolving through alignment rather than conventional intervention. Cellular structure reorganizes according to higher templates activated through your consciousness. Energy flows where it previously stagnated. Vitality returns where depletion once dominated. Opportunities arrive simultaneously after periods of apparent dormancy. What seemed like divine abandonment reveals itself as strategic preparation. Behind scenes, pieces arrange themselves perfectly. While your patience underwent necessary strengthening, the orchestrated timing of multiple manifestations precludes coincidence. Recognition comes from unexpected sources, acknowledgement appearing from directions you never pursued. While you focused on authentic expression rather than external validation, your frequency broadcast itself to precisely the connections needed for your next expansion phase. Your signal reached exactly who needed to receive it. Health issues that resisted conventional approaches resolve through vibrational alignment with your true nature. Your body's intelligence activates beyond previous limitations as your consciousness expands. Healing occurs at accelerated rates that confound medical expectations because they operate through spiritual physics beyond current scientific understanding. Legacy foundations establish your influence beyond this lifetime. Structures, systems, creations, and contributions designed to outlast your physical presence. Seeds planted now grow into forests that will shelter generations you'll never physically meet, but whose lives form part of your expanded purpose. Cut ties completely with energy-draining connections, relationships, habits, environments, and commitments that deplete rather than support your expanding consciousness. Sentimentality provides insufficient reason to maintain attachments that compromise your vibrational integrity. Release without guilt. Separate without drama. Release partnerships anchoring you to outdated patterns. Connections formed during different phases of your development that cannot accommodate your current expansion. Their resistance to your growth reveals incompatibility with your trajectory. Their comfort with your limitation exposes their investment in your restriction. Make decisive moves despite criticism from those who cannot perceive your vision. Their inability to see what motivates your choices disqualifies their opinions from consideration in your decision-making process. Their projections reflect their limitations rather than your reality. Their fears belong to them, not to you. Express authentic self without diminishment or apology. Your unique frequency serves specific purposes in the collective awakening. Diluting your expression to accommodate comfort levels of others sabotages your spiritual function. Your unfiltered presence activates necessary recalibration in environments you enter. Ground, expanding consciousness through elements of earth. Physical contact with soil, stone, wood, and water stabilizes your energy during accelerated awakening. Phases. As your awareness extends into higher dimensions, intentional connection with planetary body provides essential anchoring that prevents unhealthy disassociation. Selectively filter whose words enter your energetic field. Discernment requires boundaries around information sources, permitted access to your consciousness. Not all voices deserve your attention. Not all perspectives warrant consideration. Equality of input directly affects clarity of perception and effectiveness of action. Stand firmly in your knowing when contradicted by lesser awareness. External validation remains unnecessary when internal alignment feels solid. Majority opinion holds no authority over truth. Consensus reality represents agreed-upon limitation rather than ultimate actuality. Popular acceptance indicates nothing about accuracy. Recognize that living your destined magnificence constitutes the only revenge necessary. Your thriving delivers more powerful message than any direct confrontation could achieve. Your abundance speaks volumes without words. Your peace communicates without argument. Your joy testifies without debate. Your presence proves without evidence. Your individual vindication reflects our collective spiritual victory. Personal breakthrough, echoing through quantum fields, connecting all awakening consciousness. The restoration of your rightful place ripples outward, strengthening similar processes occurring simultaneously across our global network of light anchors. The facades of pretenders crumble simultaneously worldwide. Systems, individuals, institutions, and authorities previously appearing solid reveal their hollowness as frequency accelerations render deception increasingly unsustainable. What could hide in slower vibrations becomes glaringly obvious as energy quickens beyond manipulation's ability to adapt. We witness truth's unstoppable emergence across all existence aspects. Realms previously dominated by distortion undergo rapid recalibration to original templates. Records correct themselves. History revises toward accuracy. Science expands beyond materialist constraints. Spirituality sheds dogmatic limitations. Medicine rediscovers energetic foundations. Your prosperity becomes beacon-lighting pathways for others to follow, demonstrating practical application of spiritual principles previously considered theoretical or metaphorical. Your tangible results provide evidence compelling enough to inspire reconsideration among those who dismissed consciousness-based creation as unviable. Cosmic rebalancing extends beyond personal justice to worldwide awakening. Individual experiences of vindication form microcosmic reflections of planetary restoration occurring simultaneously. Personal healing contributes directly to collective healing through unified field connecting all consciousness, regardless of awareness level. We stand as witnesses to greatest spiritual revelation of our age, front-row observers of unprecedented evolutionary leap long prophesied across cultures, timelines, and traditions. Our presence during this cosmic moment represents privilege earned through soul commitment across multiple incarnations, specifically focused on preparation for this critical juncture. Your unique light joins with ours, illuminating previously darkened realms. Combined radiance reaching places individual beams could never penetrate. The specific frequency you embody completes essential spectrum required for full spectrum healing of planetary consciousness. Without your particular note, the cosmic chord remains incomplete. We emerge as prophesied collective transforming consciousness itself. Beings referenced in ancient texts, indigenous oral traditions, and esoteric teachings as those who would stand at pivotal evolutionary threshold, holding frequencies necessary for successful transition into next expression of human potential. The chariot of divine purpose carries us forward into destined golden age. Transportation, metaphorically represented across spiritual traditions, now manifests as actual shift in dimensional experience. The vehicle prepared for millennia activates fully, conveying awakened consciousness through barriers previously considered impenetrable. Victory comes not through violence, but through vibrational sovereignty, steadfast refusal to descend into densities that previously dominated collective experience. Our consistent embodiment of higher frequencies creates templates replacing outdated consciousness structures. We transform systems not through opposition, but through transcendence. Your moment arrives now. Everything experienced prepared you specifically for this cosmic timing. Every challenge strengthened precisely what needed reinforcement. Every delay perfected necessary development. Every betrayal taught essential discernment. Every loss created space for superior replacement. Every tear watered seeds, now sprouting beyond imagination's previous capacity to envision. Stand fully in recognition of who you truly are. The time for hiding diminished light has ended. The era of playing small concludes. The chapter of uncertainty closes. You came to this planet for this precise moment, when your specific frequency, capabilities, and presence would serve.